What's up, everybody? It's the Gaming Prof coming at you again. As you can see on the screen, we're talking cases today. In the last video, I mentioned that I wanted to talk to you guys about some decisions about the upcoming Ryzen build. And the first decision that I'd like to bring to you is case decisions. I mentioned that the Fractal design case is probably the direction I'm sort of leaning. That's by no means set in stone, so if you guys have suggestions, please make those suggestions known either via Twitter or in the comments below. I'll do my best to read the comments and respond accordingly. Without further ado, let's look at some cases. So I'm thinking the Define series of cases is probably the direction I want to go. Currently, I'm looking at an Antec 900 every day, and while that's a great case, it's really heavy and it's really big and almost overkill in hindsight. So I think I'm going to go with this mid-size Define case. The case that I'm looking at is the Define the Define S with a window. I definitely want a window in my case. I think I'm going this time for more of a visual as part of the build. Always in the past, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Paul from Paul's Hardware talked about this in one of his builds. It was that white build that he did. He said that in the past his decisions about computer building were mainly just for performance. He really didn't consider aesthetics in his builds. And as you'll learn later on in a future video, part of my sort of build plans are to build myself a custom computer desk as well. And so I want to have a nice piece in my computer to sit on that computer desk. So with all of that said, this is the case that I've kind of sort of preliminarily decided on, and that's the Define S. So there's a few things that I really like about this case. One is that it's very modular. There are a lot of different things that you can do with it in terms of fan placement and water cooling and things like that. It seems to be that they've actually considered a little bit of sound dampening, although I think some of that is hype because there's really only one feature in this case that's anything to do with sound dampening. And but the main thing that I like about it is the fact that there are no drive bays up front. So optical drives are, dead, and hard drives in this case actually don't show up on this side of the case. They show up on the back side of the case. So what allows this to happen is the fact that the motherboard tray is actually a little bit offset. It doesn't sit all the way in the back, as you can see in this picture. So on the back, you've got space for 2 SSDs. You also have space for 3 vertical hard disk drives. Now, if you listen to my last video or watch my last video, you would know that I only plan to utilize 2 of those 5 slots at first. I'm going to throw an SSD in here, and I'm going to throw that FireCuda, that 2 terabyte FireCuda, up here in one of the hard drive slots. But also this case will give me a little bit of expandability, so in the future if I decide to throw another SSD in there or something, I'll have the room to do that. But what's cool is the fact that that's all back here on the back side of the case. Helps a little with cable management, but mainly it gets those drives out of the way so that this front of the case is pretty open for water cooling. One of the builds I saw on Fractal's website, and please by all means go and check out some of those builds, they're stunning. You'll see a lot of times the reservoirs will be mounted here, the pump will be mounted down here in the bottom of the case, and that way you can route all your tubing over here, to the motherboard, etc. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. In terms of color, I don't think I'm going to leave it black. I wish they had released the Define S in white, but it appears that they're only offering this case in black, and unfortunately, this is the only case that has that hard drive design that I'm really looking for. So what I'm thinking now is that I'm probably going to paint this case. I'm probably going to paint it white, and I may even paint it matte white so that there's no gloss on it whatsoever, and then do some sort of matte graphics. If you watched that last video, you'd know kind of what I'm thinking. But again, I want your input. Please follow me on Twitter at @thegamingprof. Please comment below. Send me links. Send me information. Tell me why these fractal cases suck, or tell me why they're great. And I plan to take all of that into consideration in the coming week or two as I plan this build. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.